And now it's time for the latest exciting episode of Doz's Television Workshop.
Hello and welcome back to Doz's Television Workshop, where today we're going to be taking a look at this Sony Ultra HD Blu-ray player. Model number is UBP-X800. This belongs to a friend of mine called Chris, and it is a week outside of its extended warranty. He bought it from a retailer in the UK that offers 5-year guarantee as standard on all their electronics. This is 5 years and a week or 10 days or something, and yeah, nope, he's on his own. So yeah, he brought it to me because it's allegedly dead. He did change the plug fuse and he said, I can't guarantee the one in there is any good. The thing I am noticing is that is a 13 amp fuse, which is probably a bit naughty, but let's just measure it for now. I'll put a 3 in before it goes back to him, but yeah, let's just have a measure. Absolutely fine, as expected. Yeah, I suspect, you know, if that fuse was to fail, it would be the one on the board that goes rather than the fuse in the plug. Those screws on the sides, rather nice. The other thing is it's quite heavy. So yeah, there we are. Right, we've got a screw there and a screw there. Sony have done their helpful thing by putting arrows in them, which means take this out, Doz. So let's do that. There we go. Those are the 2 screws in the rear. Get apart. Right, how do we think this comes apart then? Is that one piece? That's one piece. So I suspect that this slides out the way to reveal more screws. Yes. There we go. One side piece and the other side piece. Okay, let's just have a look underneath. Yeah, it's all mounted on one chassis. So we've got a screw there. Imagine that comes out. About 10mm long, that one silver, coarse thread. The other 2 were black, flatter heads, but coarse thread. You can see that there. Right, let's see what that has done for us. Very little. Okay, let's look further. Do we think the whole front has to pop out first? I can see sort of going up in here we've got some plastic pieces. I wonder if that one has to come out as well. I'm thinking it probably does. Oh, this is exciting, isn't it? Right, let's fetch that screw out. I'm thinking a quick Google here might be a good idea. Right, well, having had a quick Google, it just appears this lid just comes off on the one that guy had. What am I missing here? Okay. Thinking these screws as well, maybe. The trouble is, there's a video online where the guy is clearly disassembling one. Yeah. Domed cap screw. That's into the lid. So therefore the lid, I bet you now pulls up and then away. Yep, we're on the move. We are on the move. Yay! And as expected, it's completely enclosed. Right. Let's get this top off. We're back to having arrowed screws. Thank you, Sony. Right, put that around the right way. Two slightly different screws there. Where's my slightly different screwdriver? These have got a smaller head, again black and very short, 5mm long maybe, and those are just securing that top panel to the transport. Right, all will be revealed. It won't, I've left one in. Right, what have we? There's not much there, is there really? Switch mode power supply, the whole DVD playing business going on there. Can't see anything unpleasant. Let's give it some beans, let's see what happens. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. So pull the mains. Let's just have a look on that capacitor, see if that managed to get up to some ungodly voltage. Volts DC, and it did. We're at 100 volts and falling. Okay, so that means our primary part is at least working. You can guarantee on the bottom of here maybe we've got some surface mounts or something. Only a single output from the supply though going over there, so let's say we measure that. Let's see if it's our power supply at fault, or maybe we've got some other issue. Right, I'm just going to use that bit of chassis there as ground. Power on. What have we got? Nothing and nothing. Got anything across the two? Nothing. So our power supply isn't. That's good news. Let's find out what's going on with it. Let's just wait for that capacitor to discharge again so it's not horrible and zappy. 184 volts and falling. Below 40 volts now. That's not going to kill me, is it? I'll remove the power supply. Threaded screw, big washer. Same again. Machine thread. Coarse thread, domed like the others. Disconnect the power supply connector and extract it out the way. Let's put the player out the way for just a moment. And let's do a visual inspection. Crumbs, there's very little there, isn't there? Very little. I tell you what, is there a dry joint on that 3-pin package there? I think it's all right. It's not the greatest in the world, but I think it's okay. Yeah, some of this soldering looks decidedly average. decidedly average. But it's not going to be causing us a problem just yet. Okay, so we've got a completely isolated power supply between primary and secondary, isolated by this transformer. That'll be an optocouple that sends feedback from the secondary to the primary, so it can regulate nicely. So clearly we've got no shorts on the primary because we've got HT at our reservoir capacitor, which is there. Just have a little measure of that. Should have gone away by now. 4 volts, that's fine. So we've got one of two things going on. Either the primary never does anything, or we've got a load on the secondary which it doesn't like, and being as that soldering is a little bit iffy, so you can see the secondary winding here feeds one side of that 3-legged device, and the third leg feeds the output. So that's not good news. That should be a diode. So we've got a straight short across there. It'll be a high efficiency type of Schottky diode. Just warm the iron up. I'm just going to drop it out. Maybe even got 2 diodes in one package. This doesn't appear to be desoldering very nicely. There we go, it's going. It's not going very well at all. Let's put a dab of solder on there, see if we can improve matters. Take that out. It is in fact 2 diodes pointing into the middle leg according to the there's a diagram, a schematic on the front if you like. And one of those diodes has in fact failed short circuit. Well, how unusual. Okay, let us just check that short has cleared on this board now. It will have done. There you go, we're just charging up the output capacitor. That, if we're very lucky, might be our only fault. Now I'm going to look up the part number and we will order the correct thing. It is an MBRF 101 00CT, and I'll try and zoom in on post if I can so you can see that little schematic in there. So yeah, let's go and see if we've got a diode, unlikely, or we can get one easily. Right, well it's available from sensible suppliers like Farnell, a couple of quid each, so that's not bad. The trouble is with Farnell, I'll get absolutely shocked if I just order that because the handling charge will be far too expensive. So Farnell in the UK actually owns another company called CPC, so I had a look for the same part on there. Sadly not available. It always makes me laugh, you know, same company doesn't have the same part, but what they do have is this STPS 20H100 CT, same configuration of diode, 100 volts again, but this time 20 amps with a slightly lower voltage drop. I don't think that's going to bother us, so I've ordered a couple of those at £1.06 plus VAT each. A bit of handling charge, but yeah, not quite as expensive as Farnell would have been, and they'll be with me in just a couple of days, so that's good. Right, it's a couple of days later. I have to say CPC were very quick on the mark on sending us some new rectifiers, so Yep, we can just pull that one out of there and have a look at what we've got. Like I said, this is a slightly uprated part. Let's just hope it does the job. So yeah, there it is in comparison with the old part. So just need a little pair of pliers and we'll form the legs. It's only the one that needs to change, so there we go. Oh, I didn't get that very straight, did I? Straighten her up there. There we go. Right, pop that in the board and solder it in. There we go. Right. Just a joint there that I'm not very happy with, just on that diode. It doesn't quite look right. Just gonna touch that up. In fact, there's a few on diodes around the place that look like they could be better. And on the primary of our switching transformer there. Secondary looks mostly okay. That wire link could be better. We want this thing to be reliable. Right, okay. So, I think we're somewhere near. At least for a trial. You know, with damage like this, it's entirely possible that that diode fails again as soon as we switch on, due to another fault in the power supply or maybe a fault in this main board. But we can but try. Right, well, I think that's enough to try it. So, let's see what happens. I'm not going to lamp limit, I'm not going to bring it up on the variac. We are just going to give it the beans. I don't know how this power supply reacts to sort of soft start, so right, we have mains. 3, 2, 1. Oh, we're in business. I have a green light there. Yep, we are in business. Well, that's a result. I'm just going to get, in fact, I could use this HDMI to AV adapter. Obviously, my trusty workshop monitor isn't 1K, let alone 4K compatible, and it doesn't do HDMI. So we'll put it in that and see if it plays a disc. Okay, I'm all set up. I've got the HDMI connected from there into this HDMI to AV thing, which is feeding the telly. Power on. I've got this Blu-ray of No Time to Die So we'll give that a go. Oh, we've got the Sony logo. Oh dear. Yes. Let's see if it'll play our disc. There we go. Let's just check we get something sensible. There we are. Lovely. I shall stop that before we get hit with a copyright strike. And yeah, I'm just going to leave that playing as it is. Maybe for a couple of hours. Let's go through the film, I think. Just check the temperature of that rectifier is not too hot at the end of play. And then if all's good, I shall button it back up. Right. Right, well, it's played its way through No Time to Die without issue. The rectifier is stone cold. There's a little bit of warmth in it, but nothing serious, so happy with that. So pronounced fit, I think. Next thing to do, of course, is to disconnect it from the power and button it back up. So there we go. That's all back up together. Let's do just a final check to check it comes on. And if it does, I shall pronounce it fit, except with one caveat. There we go. I've got a green power light. Yeah. There we go. Working great. Okay, the last remaining thing to do is I'm not really happy with a 13 amp fuse in there. So we're just going to pop it out. Easier said than done. There we go. And swap that out for a 3 amp. There you go, quite simple, straightforward repair to this Sony UBP-X800 ultra high definition Blu-ray player. I'll get Chris on the phone and let him know he can come and pick that up when he's passing. Until he does that, click like, subscribe, do all that rubbish, and I'll see you really soon here on Doz's Television Workshop. Cheers now, bye.
Echoes lost in the amplifier's hum. Voices tangle in electric dreams. Wires twist and currents run as broken notes begin to stream. So loud, so loud. Silent cry for sound. Unreleased, take it to. Does this make it new? Where the circuits breathe in the heart of tunes. They'll revamp the beat. Broken chords, a fractured song, waiting on the counter there. Dozzy's hands will make it strong, revive the rhythms lost in air. So clear, so clear. His touch will bring the music back.